Just coming out here to check on the babies after some scary rain last night. They're not used to it, so I just wanted to make sure they were all okay, but nice and green and healthy. And sometimes I just find myself thinking too much about my figs.
I wish I could give you up, but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood, run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. Here's a professionally made but unnecessary intro. So let's talk about figs. Let's talk about figs.
Well, with that ridiculousness out of the way, I want to go through a quick orchard update of the in-ground trees. It's September 7th, 2025, and these are not going to really talk about the behemoth, Desert King. This is the Franken fig here, and I'll go through that video once I kind of see what did and didn't survive at the end of the year. This is an Unghiarolo, first year in ground here. I got it from a cutting from Eric Lofton, and so that's growing quite nicely. This is the ginormous Battaglia green with very nicely ripening fruit. Some of the ones that are in the colored bags are caprified, but I mean, this thing is just really, really loaded with good sized main crop. It did give me one whole Brava crop, but nice looking main crop. So we'll see if those ripen in time. And then let's go down to the main orchard and see what those look like. All right, here we're in the main orchard, and this is Brown Sugar Crunch. First year in ground here. This is where I dug out my Black Madeira and put this in instead. One little main there, one little main there, but good growth. You can see the branch formation where I cut it off there, and then another little branch that's going to form there. So again, shaping my trees into this vase shape. This is a gigantic I-258, which gave me some beautiful Brava. I don't really see a lot of main. I mean, there's like one up there, one way up there, somewhere right there. But a little disappointed in the main growth. I think part of it is that I let this thing get out of hand, and we'll see an example. This is a Ronde Bordeaux that, again, you can see it's definitely giving some nice main crop, and I did a video of that the other day. I'm not going to show you the Col de Dame Noir that's back there because it's not doing anything. And the Black Zadar that is right over here, that's not, there's one little one you can see on that bottom left, main crop. But nothing too exciting there. And again, I don't really expect necessarily those to ripen. They're not particularly early. This is LSU Kathleen's Black, which gave me a few Brava. I don't really see a ton of main, and again, this might have been the result of me not understanding anything when I started putting stuff in the ground. So I might dig this one out next year and put it elsewhere. Massive Burns Brown Turkey that gave me incredible Brava crop. It's setting an incredible main crop as well. Very vigorous. I think I took 15 or 20 air layers off of this thing this year just because we're going to really prune it back. This is LSU Scots Black that gave me about 15 or 20 Brava, and now it's rewarding again with some nice main. So I've been happy with this one. This is the ever disappointing Mary Lane, which is supposed to be the seedless fig that does absolutely nothing but grow straight up. And so next year, actually this winter, it is getting hacked down to the ground aggressively, and we'll see if that rejuvenates it and decides to see if it'll do anything or not. This is Floria, which I think gave me maybe one or two Brava, but I mean, super loaded with main crop. I mean, there's probably 75 figs on this little 6-foot tree. and it's just a delicious fig. So I have a tasting video of that coming out soon. This is Robert's Golden Rain. I'm sorry, this is Golden Riverside. First year that it's actually decided to give me anything. Third year in. All of these are third year in ground. One down there as well. This is my Granthams that it has not given me anything, but the air layers and cuttings that I've taken from it have given me fruit, which is very annoying. So this is a San Pedro. This is going to get pruned down a little bit to see if I can encourage the Breba to show up next year. This is Noor de Barbentane, which gave two Breba that dropped, and I don't see any main quite yet. Very vigorous, very healthy growing fig. It actually sent a runner all the way down here that was like 5 foot tall. So I dug that out and just trying to see if I can grow that into a pot. This is Neverella, which historically has given me a lot of fruit. And this year, there's like only a few. This is also called Osborne Prolific. And so that's a little frustrating. This is Stella, one of my favorite figs. This is the one that gave me the 132-gram single Breba, but these are just big. Um, and so that's nice. This is my Tacoma Violet, which didn't give me any Breba, but massive amounts. I mean, like every node, we have figs here all up and down. So hopefully, this did ripen for me last year. Hopefully, it'll do the same for me this year. And then we'll go over and look at the last couple. This is Saint Rita, which, every year, super productive, and these ripen, which is very nice. I'm super excited about Saint Rita. And then I've got another Vern's Brown Turkey, which we weren't expecting to put in because we were told this was an English brown turkey, which it's not. So we put our Vern's in, and now we have two. So it doesn't matter. It's delicious, and my family really likes the figs. And I mean, you're just talking about so many main crop here, and it gave a lot of Breba. This is Violet Dauphine. Now this is interesting. This gave me one Breba. It still hasn't ripened. It probably won't. And this thing was towering over my white Madeira. And last year did the same thing. It just grew and grew and grew and grew. You can see like it's up over the fence line here. And this is an 8-foot fence. And we hacked it down and it didn't do anything. So about a month ago, I just got frustrated and I cut the tops off of all of this stuff. And then within like 10 days, all at like basically every single node where I cut the top off, within days, it came out with main crop. And you can see the branching. I've posted videos on that before. These little branches that are forming in the nodes where I want. I wasn't intending to. I was just getting mad at the amount of growth that was here. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see if this Violet Dauphine actually does something. And then this year is the White Madeira. It gave me the one Breba that I posted a video on. We'll see if the conditions this year and the extra year of growth allows these mains to ripen. But I mean, I'll probably actually come and take the tops off of these because I don't need any more growth. I want to drive the energy into the fruit. And I know some people frown on mid-season pruning, but they can make their own videos. So let me go show you the last couple figs on the fence line and then also in the second orchard. All right, this is the Behemoth LSU Tiger. Super vigorous. It only gave me a couple Breba, but they were like pure sugar. And I mean, if you're talking about productivity, I mean, super productive. Last year it did ripen Maine. I'll be very curious to see if all of these ripen, but I think there's at least 75 to 100 main crop on this. I mean, this is a sprawling tree. And then when we swing over here, this is the espaliered fence line. I've got Robert's Golden Rainbow right here, which for the first year is giving me very nice sized main. I just took a couple layers off of this morning. But you're seeing organza bags. I'm protecting these fruit. I come out here and I bag them because some of these I've never tried before and I want to taste them. This is Campaniere. Um, these are all second year in ground. And again, this is one of those, if you're looking for a cold, hardy, productive in ground tree, this is a good bet. Got a couple of layers going down there. I have to come and train this more along the fence line. I did take about 4 feet of growth that was going up above this fence line right here. You can kind of see the branch formation that's happening there. This is my sluggish de tres split that I got, and it's got one main crop on the outside of the fence. Thank you very much. This is Valley Negra, which this morning took off some layers. You can see how these were kind of going this way. So I don't want any, three-dimensional growth. I'm trying to grow these flat. And so, this wasn't lignified enough for me to layer, but this is kind of the pattern that I'm looking for. And this has, you know, a little bit of main. The Breba were quite good and quite productive, but just a little bit of main. This one is Ischia Black, which has, I think, one little main that I saw. I didn't see a ton, but did give me Breba this year that were just astounding, especially after I let a couple dry on the tree as I was recommended by Chris Claremont. This is another RDB which we put in because I didn't know about variety and I had an extra one that was given to me. Um, you know, it's a little it's this one's earlier than the one in the main orchard, but productive. And I took 7 or 8 layers off of this thing. You can kind of see this is early main crop, so these might actually ripen. We'll see in time if they ripen. But this again, all of this is getting this kind of three-dimensional growth this year. This is all coming down, and you don't really need to preserve, wood for Breba formation because RDB is not really a Breba forming fig. I mean, you can, but you don't need it to. And then we'll swing it down to the last couple. I've done a little bit of a better job of removing like excess blackberry and stuff along this fence line. This one is LSU O'Rourke that has never fruited. These are all second year in ground. I didn't really see anything growing on this particular tree. This one is Panache, um, which is it Panache? I always confuse these two. Can't find the tag either, so I'm pretty sure this one is Panache. Um, and then I have Improved Celeste, which is giving some main. And then the last one is my sluggish Hativ d'Argential. I lied. There's more figs. So this is the newer orchard. This is an I376 that I put in this year, and it has a lot of main. Just this beautiful red ostiole. So hopefully some of these ripen. This one is Fracasano Rosso, which is a San Pedro that went in this year. This one is a Moro di Caneva, which was quite tall. And then I took the top off because it was like a whip. So I've got some branching here. Little baby one right there. So we'll see if those pop. Here I have, these all went in this year, so I haven't figured it out. This is Filaciano Bianco, which is supposed to be another San Pedro. This one is Domenico Toro, which is another San Pedro. So you can kind of see a theme here. I've got 1, 2, 3 San Pedros there. This one is, what is this one? This one is Sao João Preto, which is another San Pedro. And then I think some people call Sao João Preto also similar to Lampera Preta. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just call it Sao João Preto. This one is Dolce Cuore. This is from Eric Lofton from a cutting, incredible growth. This is, and I did, this is kind of cool. So I topped it right there, and look at this branch pattern. I want to try to back this out. I mean, this thing is like perfect vase shape, exactly what I wanted it to happen, because it was kind of a straight up whip. So again, you see the power of these guiding cuts. I probably should have done it a little bit lower, but this is a bigger orchard, so I don't, and I'm not trying to grow these in pots, so I'm going to let them go a little bit more. This one is, I think, Dr. Gawadi. So kind of really pretty. Gave me Breba. I don't see Maine, which again, it's just strange because it gave me main crop last year that were really, really like, I think my favorite fig last year. And so I don't really get why it didn't set any main at all. I don't see a single one. So that's disappointing. And then I've got LSU Scott's Yellow, which is a delicious, sweet yellow fig. So it has some main. And then here is that Tissue Culture Olympian, which I don't see any main. It gave me 3 Breba that were actually kind of interesting. This is an Angier Torquay gifted to me by Eric Lofton. It's tiny, it's cute, it's not particularly vigorous, and so, but it has some main on there, a couple I caprified, and then way down there is another Desert King that I just stuck in the corner because I love figs. So the last one we're going to go look at is the in-ground version of Mehdi's famous fig, which is the fig my dad brought back from Iran. So let's go take a look at that. All right, last fig to go over. This is Mehdi's famous fig. If you want to talk about like vigor, I'm going to point out that right here is where last year's growth ended. And that's the growth. On this branch, all of this is this year's growth. So incredibly vigorous plant. And you see figs at every node. And again, this is first year here. It's a 3 or 4 year old plant, but just so many main crop that did ripen for me last year in a pot. We'll see, this technically got a head start because it was in a pot before it went into the ground, but I chose this microclimate to see if it would reflect heat off of the wall, but I got a couple layers on that. Super exciting times. And so that's the orchard update for September. I think at the end of the year, I'll go through a tally of what did and didn't fruit just from a data standpoint, because I think that might be helpful for people for what can potentially ripen in ground. But I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Thanks for coming along.